Welcome to Feed Dump, where this week we did not decide what we were going to be, so I decided to surprise my co-hosts because I'm a generous person and I run Miss Kathleen's Home for Wretched Children. They are not wretched children, they run their own homes, such as Beej, who runs the Home for the Terminally Dysjocular.
We see to a great number of dour radio hosts.
And Corey, who runs a home for the underprivileged avunculars.
None of my uncles work at Nintendo.
Philadelphia has put out a warning to residents reminding them not to swim in dumpsters.
Did you know that prior to this, there were just a whole bunch of rules about swimming in a dumpster? For example, no dumpster diving?
No running near the dumpster?
The classic, this is our dumpster, notice there's no pee in it? Wait.
No horseplay? Horses can become trapped in the dumpster?
Don't eat a half hour before going in the dumpster, or indeed anything you find in the dumpster.
No lane swimming because the lane needs to be clear for the garbage truck?
And no dropping the kids off at the pool. Wink, wink.
So this was not just any random dumpster that people filled with water. The organizers of the block party that had this dumpster pool power washed it out, and then they lined the bottom with tarps and plywood, and they even lined the corners with pool noodles to try and keep it safe. But that was not enough for the city of Philadelphia, which I can reasonably say is pissed, because this is an actual statement from a spokesperson. You would think this decision would not require an explanation. We are not screwing around, Philly. That's a real quote. The city strongly recommends that residents opt for recreational options that are safer, more sanitary, and less likely to deplete the resources firefighters need in an emergency. So maybe like a recycling bin pool or something.
If the problem is the water usage, then maybe they should swim in something else that Philly has a lot of. Like cream cheese.
Or cheese steak? Why does all your stuff have to do with cheese, Philly? This dumpster DIY is very clever, and I'm sure they learned how to do it from when they made a pool out of the Liberty Bell.
Beej, aside from being a national monument of some historical significance, you do realize the Liberty Bell has a giant stonking crack in the side, don't you?
That's why you line that fucker with a tarp, or at least like a really big garbage bag.
I know that this is all fun and games, but I do just love the image of you going up to the Liberty Bell, flipping it upside down, jamming a garbage bag into the crack, and being like, there! Fix it! Who wants a bath?
Coming up this week on Tinker Tailor's Soldier Fry, Beej desecrates yet another national monument, while Corey makes apology bracelets.
Dateline, Charles City, Iowa, where a freight train car derailed and plowed into a trackside bar called Derailed. No one was hurt.
Wait, no one was hurt? Why is this bar so unpopular?
Because it's got a great big fucking train in it.
Beej, no. The bar was empty because it was 4 a.m. when this happened.
Empty at 4 a.m.? That's no excuse for a bar next to the tracks.
Was the bar next to the tracks?
Oh shit, I hope not. That would have been rad to watch.
Beej, I'm gonna need you to disembark from the hype train because the bar actually was next to the railroad tracks, and that's why it was called Derailed, and really, what this is just nominative determinism taken to its logical extremes.
I can only hope that the song in the jukebox at that moment was Runaway Train Never Coming Back.
Are we just listing train songs now? Because I can play Drops of Jupiter.
Oh, train songs? Choo 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 choo, Mr. Train, come on down. I lost the plot of what we were doing. Choo choo!
You have a baby. How do you not know any train songs? Like the Thomas the Tank Engine theme.
I already said Drops of Jupiter.
Come on, motherfuckers, come on.
A Chinese tourist lost his wallet and ended up in a German home for refugees by mistake.
Oh, it's always a bad idea to end up in a German camp on holiday.
Don't mention the war! Okay, so here's what happens. The guy loses his wallet in early July when he gets to Stuttgart. Officials have figured that, instead of going to the police to file a stolen goods report, he somehow ended up at an authority that presented him with an asylum application. From there, he filled out the application, got sent to Dortmund in northwestern Germany, and from there to a refugee home in another city, because he just did what he was told. And then the officials noticed that something was wrong because he was not like the other refugees. He was actually somehow more helpless than the other refugees who had come to Germany. And anyhow, he was in a refugee home for 12 days before they finally figured out what had happened. That he just wanted to go to France and Italy, not to seek asylum in Germany.
I'm inclined to look on the bright side. This guy comes to Germany, loses all of his documentation, presumably all of his money as well, and the country just gives them a free tour.
I wonder if you can apply from Canada.
This is the ultimate travel hack. I mean, it beats the hell out of Airbnb. I'm going to try this when I go to PAX.
Beej, what could you possibly be applying for asylum from? Poor body image brought on by seeing too many shots of Trudeau's abs? He's got amazing abs.
You know they won't let you come back, right?
Well, I wouldn't want to be a member of any club that would have me.
What about the Feed Dump Host Club? Really wish Beej would stop leaving mid-episode. But remember, there may be better sources of news that don't have Beej, because we don't have Beej, but they also don't have this hat, which is a very patriotic America hat. The Star-Spangled Banner, it's so shiny and free. I don't know the lyrics to the song either. Hooray for the screaming freedom eagle comes from the skies for hamburgers and french fries. America! America, home of the brave and the freedom eagle that screams at you from the skies and says, "Caw-caw, Second Amendment." Yeah, what was it?